Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. That's all praises to the one-called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, Ba'ashem meaning in the name, and Yahweh Shai being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect preaching His word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify. And I wanted to go in on this whole TikTok ban, right? Now, I made a little bet with my woman's niece, and I told her, if you, because I was sure of it, the spirit, it just only makes sense for the times. I was sure that this ban would likely go through. Whether or not it stays, we'll see. But you have Trump's cabinet all anti-China, heavily anti-China. Trump is heavily anti-China. You have a company that has refused to become a publicly traded company. And because if it went publicly traded, the people that would buy up all the shares of the company would be American companies to have control over. So we already knew what's going to happen. And with that being said, the ban went through. She owed me $100. I was on her face. I was on her head yesterday, telling her to send me my bread, right? And the amount of awe and shock and panic that my woman's niece and my woman's sister that were on there heavy had from that app being taken away. These people fully trust and want everything in this world to go on. But the real point I want to take from this is this sets a precedent, right? This sets a precedent. And the reason why I say that is because now you have the government that stepped into a private business affair and banned its operation. That lets you know that they're going to put on the full-on squeeze. This year, it's looking like it, man. So I'm going to play this. We'll get into it. We'll be edifying.
All that little TikTok money ain't nothing. Now that's all being stripped away from me again, and I'm really worried like the rest of you all are. This is their gotcha moment to people that were able to have some success on this app. I am actually scared. Influencers aren't out of touch for crying about the TikTok ban. You're out of touch for not realizing this is a real industry. All throughout social media on TikTok, people have been celebrating the fact that a lot of TikTokers are apparently...
And this is literally for educational purposes. I ain't making no money from this, so... to social Simone, fair use. This is a fair use thing, right? This is for educational purposes.
Gonna have to go back to getting a 9-to-5 like everybody else. This video says how the TikTok ban will actually harm the economy. Let's see what she's talking about.
There are going to be a lot of people who laugh about the TikTok ban. It's an incredibly bad time to take income away from a lot of people.
Oh, it's more than a lot, and it's more than just influencers and small businesses. I crunched the numbers today. TikTok is actually so large and involved in the economy that when they ban it, every single person in the United States is going to feel its effects. And I know I frequently accidentally end up in the news for a lot of stupid things, but for the love of God, if we could get anything seen by the Supreme Court, let it be what I'm going to say today here. There's about 170 million reoccurring monthly users in the United States here on TikTok alone. And simply referring to just the statistics from the small business portion of that, TikTok contributed $24.2 billion to the United States economy in 2023. $15 billion of that was from advertising and marketing on here alone. And again, simply this portion of it reports 224,000 jobs on here that will be lost.
If you've got natural weakness in your knee from years of playing football, years of running outside, or just somebody swinging off your...
Which contributed, again, $5.3 billion in taxes to the U.S. government. This study found 40, but I found some that said up to 50% of these businesses said they wouldn't exist at all without this platform, and the moment it goes away, their business will probably tank. Not to mention the fact that all of these numbers were on par for their growth and expected to double and triple in the coming years. Now, that number itself is concerning alone, but that's simply people who report as a small business. Referring back to that 170 million users here in the U.S. every month, Of that large number, based off of the things I've seen in my comment section alone, even from smaller accounts, I'm willing to bet that there are a few million of us that also make money here that aren't reported as small businesses, such as myself. My story is similar to a lot of y'all. You were here when I originally went viral because I quit my horrible job and I was panicked because I didn't know what to do for rent. And then I went viral and realized I could actually rely on this app to make a good 2 to 4K to cover my rent every month. And then beyond that, I was able to use this platform to get my dream job working and reporting actual news sometimes.
Wow.
I got the opportunity to travel the country and do what I love, all because of right here. And now that's all being stripped away from me again. And I'm really worried like the rest of you all are.
Boo-hoo, bitch. Boo-hoo. So, like you see, man, a lot of people are feeling the squeeze. And this all goes into that, the New World Order plan, man. Right? You'll have nothing and you'll be happy. Right? And this is a precedent. And this lets us know that they're going to shut down this system in large at any time. They're going to take people's platforms away. All these podcasts mic having niggas, if they can do this to an entire platform, they can do this to a channel on that platform. Right? And what does that spell? That spells out the time of Jacob's trouble and the time of the famine of the word. Right? Let me get a couple of presets. This is what was that one I was thinking of? Yeah, Daniel. Because what they've essentially done through this ban is, and the Supreme Court agreed with it, is once there's a ruling on it, other rulings can be structured around this one instance. Goes into case law technically, right? Now, Daniel 8:24 says, "And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully and prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and holy people, and through his policy," right? "Also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. He shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, and but he shall be broken without hand." Right? So through his policy, he's got to be able to sit here and come at the truth. Right? This whole TikTok thing, man, Lord will, this thing goes forward. It is it is the beginning of major things happening, man. It says let me get this. Proverbs 25:2. "It is the glory of Yahweh to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings to search out a matter." And this is what we do when we go into these news articles, everything like that. The Lord concealed the exact way things are going to go down. He gave prophecies. He spoke in dark sayings and speeches. We, through understanding, we, through diligent searching of the scriptures, looking up words, right, going through history, right, looking at the things that are going on in the world, we have that honor to search out the matter. And really, this is just, like I was saying, man, this is a build up towards them being able to cause the famine of the word, right? This is Amos 8:11. It says, "Behold the days," and man, you know what? I gotta grab this first, man. Isaiah 24 and 4, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. And this is set up languishing for a lot of people.
Like,
You hear this woman, she started busting out crying. And these whole social media niggas that got a little bit, got some likes and some subscribes, and were able to make money online, these niggas are proud as fuck. And now they're languishing. The scriptures say a haughty spirit goes before destruction and a fall. Like, bro, what these people gonna go and do and work? You're talking about they made their name on TikTok because it was a newer platform. The algorithm was in their favor, right? Now you got to come into Instagram. You got to come into YouTube. You got to try to come in on possibly, Facebook and all that stuff. In a market that's already fully saturated, and try to make a name. So they're not going to be able to do that. That takes time to build up an audience, right? So what's going to happen? These people are going to try to find, they're going to try to get unemployment. But a lot of times if you're, how do you say it? If you're, on these platforms, you're marked as your own business, you might not be putting money towards unemployment like that. You're your own business. You can find other tax write-offs to make you not have to put money into that pot. So you might not even be able to get unemployment. So you just got to find a way to get out there and get it to happen and try to get a job. And there ain't no jobs like that. This is a mean time. These proud ass people, bro. The humbling is here, man. It's Amos 8 and 11 though. Right? And it says, behold, the days come, said Yahweh, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Right? Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but a hearing of the Lord. Like this devil has set up a precedent to allow him to shut down bro's channels. Right? Cease and desist orders. Like, we're not marked as a business, but when you come at a platform and everybody's channel is technically a TV station, right? They've set up a precedent to have other laws come out that use this ruling from the Supreme Court to shut down TikTok, to ban us from being able to upload, right? It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh and shall not find it. Right? That's when this thing is about to get really precious. Right? Let me get this. This is 1 Samuel 1 and 3, or 3 and 1. It says, and the child Samuel ministered unto Yahweh before Eli, and the word of Yahweh was precious in those days. There was no open vision, right? Meaning the prophecies weren't getting openly broken down like that. They wasn't sitting there going through it like that. And if we're going to come back to a time like that, you're going to, it's wisdom that maketh the man wise. This is This is Second Ezra 5 and 8. It says there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be off sent out again, all type of troubles everywhere. And the wild beasts shall change their places, and they're having that now. I mean, there's been multiple reports of jaguars being in Arizona. Jaguars, bro. That's not a native species to Arizona, man. It said the wild beasts shall change their places, and the menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. You got these little wild ass niggas that's out here, monstrous ass niggas, and all these premature, babies, deformities, everything like that. That's hairs too. So it's twofold: monstrous ass kids and deformed children. It says and salt water shall be found in sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Right? What do you think is going to prompt people to destroy one another? Because they want what they got. It's going to be a time where a bunch of people are employed. It said right there, 24, I think it was 24 million people make a living on TikTok. That's 24 million people in the States now that lost that living. They're about to saturate the market as far as, Uber Eats, all that stuff. Right? Then shall wit hide itself. What is that? The wit and understanding withdraw itself. What is the understanding? Those that preach his word, the truth, into a secret chamber, right? This is why what the parable of the virgins and the oil that took their lamps, right? Those that have been constantly in the scriptures, constantly getting understanding, right? You have an access to the secret chamber, man. You can get in there. You got the oil to prove that you're supposed to be in there. But everybody else that don't have it, you on the outside looking in, right? It shall be so like it shall be sought of many, and yet not be found, man. There's going to be a lot of people that want to sit here and find the truth at that time. You're not going to find it. This is why the scriptures tell you the Lord told you to seek the Lord early, but through this deceitfulness of riches, a lot of people didn't come to the Lord. It says that maketh a man. It says it says verse 10. It says, and shall be sought of many, and yet be not found, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. Right? So when these devils really start pulling the word of the Lord off the internet, niggas is gonna go double time in the demon shit. Right? Like the brother Kasai said yesterday, more juice. Right? Niggas is gonna be gone. Right? It says one land also shall ask another, and say it's righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee. And what makes a man righteous? Right? Faith. Right? But for you to have faith, you have to hear the word. The word is not being preached. You have nothing to believe on to have faith. Because the scriptures tell you, faith comes by hearing of the word. It says, and it shall say no. Because bros ain't going to be no easily accessible men. Right? We're going to go in incognito mode, bro. We're going to keep it to ourselves. We're going to move wisely. We're not going to make ourselves a target. And the Lord said, well, he's going to cause our tongue. Yeah, Ezekiel 3:26, it says, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb. And thou shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Right? They're a rebellious house. These niggas, bro, there's no reason to reprove them anymore. The Lord said, you know what? Why should you be stricken anymore? You'll revolt more and more. So it's befitting that the Lord said, you know what? I'm gonna close up the words in your mouth. I'm not gonna send you out there to rebuke these niggas no more. Right? Now the same must know it after death by pain. And that's where we come into. So back in 2 Ezra 5:11, it says, one land also shall ask another. It says, righteousness that maketh the man righteous going through thee. And it shall say no. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. Because a lot of niggas is going to pick up the Bible as a mean to sit here and say, getting themselves some comfort. Right? And this proves that this is already happening, man. It says, as recently reported by the Wall Street Journal, Bible sales across a variety of editions rose 22% in the U.S. through the end of October 2024, compared with the same period last year, according to the book tracker Circana Book Scan. This is despite nearly a third of the U.S. adults identifying as religiously unaffiliated. So people are hoping to get some type of comfort from the scriptures, but they nothing obtaining, man. They can't break these things down because the scriptures tell you that you got to be taught. You got to come up under somebody to learn this thing, and you got to come up under the right teachers. But the message that's preached by the right teachers, because the message is this. Right? Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right? This is what it was. Bros that preached, bros that went into these things. The message is not no joyous message. And that's why a lot of people didn't want to come under the correct teachers. Because when we brought out the scriptures, let me get this, man. I must be allowed to get this precept so like it. Bros already know what I'm getting. Yeah, come on. This is Ezekiel 2:10. It says, and he spread it before me, talking about the scriptures. And it was written within and without. And it was written therein, lamentations and mourning and woe. So when we brought out the message, it was with that in mind. So this is why people are going to hope with nothing attained. They don't want to deal with the bitterness that the scriptures speak of, but we did. All right? So this whole thing with TikTok, this is just, I got to get a thumbnail on that. This is just a showing that they set up the law in order to come against bros and set up this famine of the word, man. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna say call law Yahweh Bashim El Shai Bashim Kakadash. Shalom.